Hi, this is Sammie Smiles, and I'm your host, Sammy Vance. This podcast is sure to leave you inspired and with a smile. Now let's get right into it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sammie Smiles podcast. I am so glad you're joining us today. I am so excited because the guest today is the mayor of my city. Mayor Tom Henry became mayor first in 2008, and I'm pretty sure he's on his fourth term now, which is amazing. And we have met, I think, around 5 times in the past 3 years, but I think we can consider this the 6th time.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us, or me.
My pleasure.
So, we first met in 2018, and I was 9 years old. I had just gotten 3 buddy benches for my school made out of recycled plastic caps and lids. It was fun visiting your office because I got to try out your chair, and we got a picture in front of the city seal.
Right.
For the first question, what is something that people don't really know about being mayor?
Well, I would guess that I don't think a lot of people know how much traveling I get to do. Now, granted, 2020 was a little bit unique in the sense that most of my travel, both nationally and internationally, we had to postpone all of that until hopefully 2021. But the fact that I've been able to represent the city of Fort Wayne in front of Congress, I've represented Fort Wayne at the White House and at a number of countries around the world. We have 4 countries in particular that we have relationships with: Germany, Poland, Japan, and China. And they send dignitaries here, and I get to go there from time to time. So I think a lot of our citizens don't realize that I get to do a lot of traveling to represent our city. I just don't sit in my office all the time.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that, so thank you. People learn something new every day, and I learned that today.
Okay.
So in 3rd grade, I believe it was, I was honored, and you gave me the Certificate of Excellence. So can you tell me a little bit about what the Certificate of Excellence is and why you give it to people?
Well, I don't give out certificates a lot. I give out some certificates of achievement, certificates of excellence, and I give out proclamations. But we're very serious about who we give those awards to, because they really should go to someone who has taken an extra step to do something that makes Fort Wayne a little bit better place to live. So I take them very seriously. Plus, we have a database where everyone who has received those certificates and those proclamations, we put that on that database. So years from now, when people are studying Fort Wayne and they look on that database, they can see why certain citizens in our city were honored because of what they did. So it's a very, to me, it's a very strong statement from the administration saying to people, because you've done this, we feel honored enough to give you an award. And so we created those several years ago. We've been giving them out ever since.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's amazing. So is it like just a Fort Wayne thing, or do all mayors give it out?
I think each mayor establishes what type of award system they want to put together for their communities. You know, some cities give out keys to the city. Well, we don't do that. We do have an award called Key to the Fort, which I created a number of years ago, back in, I think it was 2010. The first one was given, I believe. Maybe it was 2009, but I've only given out 5 of them in 13, 14 years because they to me are the biggest award that I can give out from the city. So it takes a very special person to receive a key to the fort. The latest one, I just gave one recently, was to a gentleman named Jerry Vanderveer. Jerry is very involved in public safety and the recognition of public safety individuals. And there's a big memorial on Wells Street honoring the men and women in public safety division, firefighters and police officers who died during doing their service. And he's also done some more things with police and fire. And then his wife, unfortunately, passed away from cancer, and he had a big campaign that he paid for himself with billboards and so on, telling people to get checked for cancer. So he's done a lot for our community. So I gave him a key to the fort, but he was the latest one. I've only given out, as I mentioned, about five of them in the last 13, 14 years.
That's amazing. Wow. So I interviewed you about a year ago for a book that I am writing for advice of how to run for mayor. And I also interviewed for running because I was running for mayor in a class. I didn't win, but I still learned a ton, like a ton.
Uh-huh.
And it was a happy interest of yours. So what is the best piece of advice that you could give to someone that wants to make a difference?
Probably the best advice I can give is to establish good relationships with people. Your whole life, from your age to my age, is going to consist of having relationships with people. And if you can bring to your relationship a sense of integrity, a sense of character, a sense of caring, a sense of honesty, all of those mean so much to people that your relationship then will have a strong foundation, because these people will trust you, and trust is everything. So as you move through life and create these relationships, people then begin to admire you more and more as a person. So if you want to run for office, they can say, yes, Sammie, I know her, we have a relationship, and she's trustworthy, she's loyal, she has a lot of integrity. Well, then people will vote for you. You're not going to vote for somebody who you don't trust. And I think that's the foundation that good politicians try to establish, is you can trust me, I can have a relationship with you, and I won't do you wrong. That's if you can get that as the basis for your campaign, even if you don't win the seat, people will still admire you for even trying.
Yeah, I love that. Great advice. Like, truly amazing advice. So thank you for that. And that's also one of my favorite parts about my project, meeting new people and establishing relationships. So
Perfect.
I think that's amazing.
That's perfect. You're doing the right thing.
So the most recent time we met was actually just a little while ago at the Promenade Park that you worked super hard for, and it's amazing. And we met to look at the buddy bench that was
Right.
that's recently there. So we got to catch up, and it was awesome because you've done so many amazing things, and I think you're awesome. So what do you think is the biggest accomplishment, as a mayor, and what is the best part about being mayor?
Boy, biggest accomplishment, that's kind of hard to just pick out one. I've concentrated all of the years that I've been mayor on our downtown. I've tried to make our downtown a little more fun place to go. When I first became mayor, our downtown was still pretty quiet. There wasn't a whole lot going on. So for the last 10, 11, 12 years, we have been putting a lot of money into our downtown. We've tried to ask businesses to locate downtown. It probably all started with Parkview Field. back in 2008, 2009. And then we began to grow more and more restaurants downtown and adding more hotels downtown, more places to live. Some of the businesses like Shindigs and so on moved downtown. The Ash building, they moved their insurance brokerage firm downtown. So more and more people now are working downtown and they're playing downtown. And what's really cool is more and more people are now living downtown. We have about 2,000 people now that live downtown. So we continue to try to grow our downtown to make it fun and vibrant and exciting and places to go downtown in the evening if you want to go out. The Ruth's Chris restaurant is one of the newest restaurants that came in downtown, and the Proximal was another one right next door. So we're getting a lot more interest in our downtown. So in general, the downtown, I think, has been one of my big efforts over the past 10, 12 years. Now, if you just want one, I would say probably one of my favorites is the Martin Luther King Bridge. That was one of my first projects when I became mayor, and I helped to design the bridge, and we helped make the decision to put all those lights on the bridge, and they can change colors. I don't know if I told you or not, but all those lights, it's run by a keyboard, and we have almost 1 million different variations of lights that we can put on there.
Wow.
So that's kind of cool. You get behind that keyboard, you can have a lot of fun with it. They won't let me get behind there anymore. I was having too much fun. But that was one of my first and probably still one of my favorite accomplishments. But the whole downtown area, I'm very, very proud of. A lot of people have worked very hard. So that was, that's probably the my biggest accomplishment, and the thing that we're still concentrating on a lot.
That's awesome, yeah, and I think it looks amazing, so keep up the great work.
Thank you.
I remember, I forget what time it was, but you told me that I could possibly be the first female mayor. So I figured if you could just go a few more terms, then I would be old enough and I could take over.
My wife will kill you. This is my fourth term, as you mentioned. But see, I was on city council 20 years before I ran for mayor. So when I get done with this, I'll have 36 years in public service. And, sometimes like athletes and others, sometimes it's time to hand the baton to somebody else. Now, with that being said, that still does not prevent you from being the first female mayor. There'll be others that follow me, and then when you're ready, I think you would make a fantastic mayor. Your energy level and your compassion, your creativity certainly would create a great basis to run as the first female mayor. I'm behind you. I'd support you.
Thank you so much. So I was actually curious, how early do you have to wake up to get to your job?
Well, a lot of it depends. Sometimes I have early morning meetings that start about 7 o'clock, so I'll get up about 5:30 in the morning. Most of the time, my day starts at 8, so I get up about 6:30. But there are times when, again, I have early morning meetings, or if I have to travel to Indianapolis or somewhere for an early morning meeting, I'll get up at 5 or 5:30 and then make the trip. But normally on a normal day, I get up about 6:30.
Nice. Yeah, I get up actually about that same time for school.
There we go.
So now for the rapid fire round. I will ask you a question, then you'll just answer with the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
What's your favorite food?
Probably seafood.
What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite time of day?
Evening.
Would you rather be mayor or president?
Mayor.
What's your favorite animal?
I love horses.
Would you rather have a giraffe neck or an elephant nose thing?
Probably an elephant nose.
I have no idea what I would pick. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or 20 minutes early?
20 minutes early.
Same. Before we get on to the last few questions, is there anything else you would like to say?
First of all, I think what you're doing in podcasting and using virtual media is really the wave of the future. So many organizations now are using Zoom and other types of technology where before they didn't use too much of it. More and more are going to it. And the fact that you're using it now as a way of presenting your positions on things and inviting people to virtually participate in your conversations with individuals. I just think I really admire the fact that you're taking this at your age. It's quite the mature way to approach things. So congratulations on it.
Thank you. How can listeners find more about you or learn more about you?
Well, I think Wikipedia has some things about me, and then also the city has a web page and a Facebook page, and I think my staff has put together some information on me there as well.
Okay, cool. Okay, for the last question, one that I always ask the guests, what is something that makes you smile?
Probably my grandchildren. My wife and I have been married 45 years, and we have 2 children and 4 grandchildren. And those 4 grandchildren are a lot of fun to be around. 2 of them are older, 2 of them are in high school, but then we have 2 that are very young from our daughter. And they're just a lot of fun to be around. My wife gets to babysit one of them a couple days a week, and I try to get off work early those days so I can go home and spend some time with my granddaughter. Yeah, probably my grandchildren. They make me smile a lot.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Sammie. And again, best of luck to you and everything that you attempt to do in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for listening too. And I hope you all have a great day, and I hope this makes you smile. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Remember that you don't just have to be an adult to make a difference. You could be a kid too. Bye.